To have been made for God mainly means that we have an ultimate purpose, which is important for a lot of reasons. For one thing, it differs greatly from the perspective that a lot of the world has, a lot of America, in fact. A lot of people believe that we simply evolved from bacteria with no purpose and no outside influence or desire for the beginning of our existence. But if you believe that there's no beginning, no point to the beginning of your existence, and there's no end goal for your life either. And that's different than believing that you were made for God, because if you believe that you were made for God, then you believe that someone wanted your existence to happen, so your life actually does matter. This leads into the second reason why it matters whether you have an ultimate purpose, whether you believe you're made for God. If you think that there is no reason for your life, it follows that there is no direction for your life. You can do absolutely anything that you want with no rules at all. A lot of people find the idea of this attractive. They think it's unrestrictive, that it's freeing. But in reality, if there's no direction for your life, you're like a hamster on a wheel. You get on and you go round and round and round, and it may seem fun at the time, but when you get off, nothing's changed, and since you didn't think there was any end goal to want, you don't know whether you got what you want at all, and there's no peace in that. That's where the difference comes in believing that you were made for God. You were made for a certain purpose, and therefore there are certain guidelines to follow. And we might think we don't want to follow those, but we're like, little kids. Even if they think they don't want to follow the rules, it's been shown that kids are much happier when they understand and know what's expected of them. And it's the same way for adults. We're much happier when we follow God's guidelines, understand those, and just stay on the track that God has for us. Stay on the purpose that He's created when He made us for Him. And that's really what it means to have been made for God. And to find rest in God. It is inherently peaceful knowing that you are on the right track, that God has a purpose for you, even if you made a whole lot of mistakes. And there's peace in knowing that you don't have to worry about what you look like or what you sound like, because if God made you for Himself, no one has any right to try to change what He decided on for Himself, to change anything about you. I think the studying at Baylor would help me to explore these ideas in my faith, partially in that there are very godly professors at the university who I think would be able to help me understand this better. And also, there are opportunities for service and missions abroad. I would love to learn another language studying abroad because I think missions are in my future, and especially if I go into the medical field, I think taking advantage of those opportunities would help me to really serve those, especially those who don't understand English. Obviously, in today's world, there are a lot of people without hope. I think that a Christian can provide strong leadership and that they can provide a sense of purpose for those who don't know that there is a purpose. They can be a mentor to those trying to find their faith and an example of faith and a sense of purpose in God's plan for them as well.